What about these sensitivity editors? Their job is to edit text from books that were written 60, 50, 90 years ago because they may be too harsh for today's kids to read. Like the word fat is something that they got rid of in Roald Dahl's
yeah.
books. I think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where one of the kids is really plump. And what's your view?
He's literally fat. He has to be fat for the story to work because he has to get stuck in a pipe.
Yes,
he gets sucked in a chocolate pipe and gets stuck. So I've got slightly mixed feelings about the sensitivity editor thing. I don't like the way that argument has been sucked into at least in the UK, into a kind of culture wars template where either you are woke and you're destroying great literature, or you're a reactionary bigot and there's no middle ground. What was so laughable about the way it was done to Roald Dahl was that, as you describe so rightly, it was clumsily done and stupidly done, and it was kind of missing the point. But I think it seems to me that sometimes, and with some dismay as I was researching my book, that a lot of children's writing right up into the 90s, much later than I expected, was just slightly racist in the UK in a way that, not vicious, not kind of white supremacist, but G.A. Henty, for instance, isn't it fun to go to anywhere in the British Empire and Tommy gun lots of the natives because these brown chaps don't deserve it? You get in even E. Nesbit, a sort of hand-wringing Jewish moneylender, or Chinese people with pigtails who'd speak chinky-chonky language.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, it seems to me, to tweak it a little bit. Dr. Dolittle, which is a really very benign and lovable sort of series, Hugh Lofting's 1920s books about Dr. Dolittle. But in the first book, there is this subplot where he's in Africa and there's a sort of whiteface thing where there's the prince of the local tribe. Dr. Dolittle agrees to make him white because he wants to be white, and he sort of smears him with chalk, and then the guy helps them along their way, and they go, oh, well, of course, poor chap, when he washes his face tomorrow morning, he'll realise he's still brown. It's not great, but for 40 or 50 years, most editions of that book have just quietly excised that subplot. And in the same way that I don't think it's an act of grotesque barbarism to change the title of Agatha Christie's, what's it called, 12 Little Niggers, to And Then There Were None. Take the N-word out of the title, you've still got the book, it's fine. So I think it's okay to do that. So I sort of think it's all right in the same way that as an adult, when you're reading an old-fashioned children's book to your own children, you might come across a word or a line that you think, that's not how we'd say it now, and you'll just skip quietly over. And I think that's okay. But I do agree the idea that you kind of expunge everything and erase the history is sort of silly.